78.
Yeah.
78, and he's holding one of the passions of his life.
Yeah, he's my buddy.
We need a bigger vehicle. Beautiful shell.
He's uncommon because you can't.
I love my job.
Snappy has been raised as a family member by Bill Martinson for 29 years as of 2022 and has reached 60 pounds. Snappy has accomplished opening the truck door, put the truck in neutral and rolled away, and has also escaped once for several weeks.
Truck, I left him. I'd take him for rides and I'd bring him back, you know, and I'd drive down around where his walkout basement, where his pond is, and I came home with him one day and I left him in the truck, and he'd lay there all afternoon and evening into the sunshine in the truck. And I was in the walkout basement working, and I heard a little scratch noise, but I didn't even pay any attention to it. Finally, I got up and I looked out the window, and he'd opened the door, and he got out and he went in the lake. And it's
your lake?
How
yeah,
big?
he's about
Lake James.
Oh,
no, not Lake James. It's right across from Lake James. And
Here, I'll let you get him.
well, you can get him. You won't.
Well, there's a hot wire here.
Oh, I don't want that.
Don't you
yeah.
get involved.
I don't want to run into that.
Yeah.
Charge.
Yeah, it's on. There's cows.
So he was in there for 5 weeks.
Oh,
And this is like a neighborhood lake or something?
Yeah, it's probably 3/8 of a mile long, half mile long maybe.
were you worried you wouldn't find him again, or you knew he'd come
I
back?
was out every night looking, hoping I'd see his head pop up. You know,
yeah.
I was just sick. I had $250 reward posters up all around the lake, hoping somebody would find him. Because you know, I didn't mind him being in the lake. Maybe he'd be happier, but I was just afraid somebody'd get him and kill him, or
Yeah.
he'd get hit in the road, or you know, anything can happen. And he was out there for 5 weeks, and then when the weather got nice, kid that works for me and I, we got a spearing boat with floodlights and a generator on it. We went around the lake and went around the big part, and there's a finger to the lake over here. We went around that, and we got up in the other corner. Kids said, we ain't never going to find him. Well, over in the other corner is a channel, probably 50 feet wide by 100 yards long. So we went over there and started up in, and he said, hey, there was a big turtle, and I was hammering on. I said, where? He said, I just went over top of him. I said, well, turn around, turn around. And he turned around, the water was about this deep, and he looked down, and he said, boy, he really stirred the bottom up. And I look over, hey, there he is. And I had a big Lake Michigan net, and I scooped him up.
So let's get this right, Bill. He escapes. He's out in a how big's that pond?
Oh, it's a lake, probably, it might be close to half a mile long. Maybe it is.
Half-mile long lake. And
That's a lot of when they're looking for something.
He's gone for 5 weeks, and you were able to find him and get him back. Man, that would have been, that would have
That
been
is incredible.
And like you said, it's not so heartbreaking that he's free, but you're worried about their well-being because something that big, somebody's going to want.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really have the tools to survive in the wild.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I got to tell you, I don't know if he's so tame. I'm afraid what he'd do is not be afraid of people.
Oh, he wouldn't be.
He might find his own food and do okay, but he's not going to be afraid of people.
No.
That's what's gonna do him harm, is the people. Because that's one thing that'll never leave him now. He's tame to people.
They're mean, nasty creatures, you know. That's one reason I like taking around showing to people that they're really can be incredibly friendly.
They are when they need to defend themselves, and he knows he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Oh, you can start doing this with yours?
No, no, nope. There was a girl here years ago that had raised one up to 17 pounds from a hatchling that would come when it was called and was completely tame.
Yeah.
You know, another thing she did, I don't know if you've ever done it with hers, she put a mirror in front of him and he would wag his head in front of it. I don't know what was going on there.
I've had him up in the house, and we got a mirror against the wall, and he go down there. And
So he does.
Looking in there, you know, and then he look around behind it.
He sees it. He sees
they're a
the
smart
turtle.
animal. I don't care what people say. They say their brain's no bigger than a pea. I say, yeah, but look what we can put on a computer.
Yeah.
They've had millions of years to program their little computer.
Think about that comparison.
That's a good comparison.
Because I've never really thought of it like that. I mean, look at what a chip is.
Yeah.
And look at the information that's on a chip. Because his brain is about the size of a pencil, and it's kind of long, maybe an inch long.
Yeah.
But look at the information they can put on a chip.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah, that is. Boy, aren't you a good boy. We've changed our concept of filtration, for instance, and housing them from one that you thought of as sterilization and cleanliness as to one that has a good cultured bacteria and keeping them in a natural bacterial balance. And it's a concept that was really embraced by Greg Whitstock at Aquascapes in Chicago, is work with nature, not against it. So you create biological filtration systems that work with nature, not against it. Not mechanical filtration where you're constantly just trying to filter out sediment and keep clean water. And I've seen that transition over the last 5 to 10 years even, where people are definitely thinking more about natural bacteria, not trying to stamp it out, but trying to culture the right ones and let them grow and have wood in your water. Wood is good. Logs and sunken wood and things, the bacteria grow on that wood that are specific to, good bacteria and specific to bacteria and enzymes and cultures that live in wood. So a lot of these biologically filtered ponds that Aquascapes build will have wood in it, and that wood's important. And I now, over the past 5 years, have made sure that all water has wood and cultures, and I never try to change all the water. We retain a percentage, even though I do have to change water after a feeding, because I have 3,000 gallons of water, and they're in maybe 1,000 gallons of water when they eat, and then if the large one, the 135-pound alligator snapping turtle, will eat a 10-pound meat meal.
Definitely.
And a 135-pound turtle goes to the bathroom in that water after he eats. And to me, it's not economical to try and save that water. I've thought about like a cesspool and a filtration system where you try to save the water, but by the time you save it, pump it, filter it, aerate it, bring it back, you can get new where I live.
Well, I've been thinking about, our lake is about from here to the road, from the walkout basement where he lives. I thought about having a pond made down there somewhere, and I could pump it.
For safety and fence and people. And we're doing outdoor ponds. If you come back next spring or later this fall, there'll be aquascape ponds out here for the turtles. We're having, Greg Whitstock is going to host a regional event here where he's building his patented biologically filtered aquascape ponds here for the turtles. And the turtles that are in, the alligator snapping turtles that are in my lifespan development study will be moved outdoors in the summer in this ponds that he's building us. And I can definitely talk to you about how his systems work, because they work. And show you how they work. And he encourages building them their own, or he has licensed contractors all over that are trained in building the biological filtration systems that he has patented that work.
Good deal.
I'll tell you more about this. That's a whole story. And then another thing, Bill, is I would never want to see this family broke up. You and him and your kid and your grandkid, because this turtle knows you, whether you really realize it or not.
I show you a picture of him and Will in the seat, didn't I?
That's the one that went.
He called.
And he's asleep. Your grandson's asleep, right?
Well, he's looking at his stupid phone.
I don't think so. Maybe not. It was laying there in his lap. And
that was an incredible picture.
Exactly. And that incredible picture got a lot of attention. Greg Whitstock has committed to, if there ever comes a time that you would ever need to relocate Snappy, he would build one of his filtered ponds on site at Aquascapes, Aqualand in Chicago, and keep him in it's kind of a tourist attraction that Greg has. It's Aqualand, and we'll talk about this later, but just let him know that if he ever wanted to. And that's one of the things I concern myself with, is the future of my turtles if something happens to me. I'm getting older, and I recently have given that a lot of thought. There has to be an exit plan for me.
Me too, right?
and you've got a grandson and you've got a son. But let it be known that in the back of your mind there is a man that loves turtles. He's the guy that's building us these ponds for our turtle. He spearheaded it, and he would be more than happy to help place him in a pond. It would be indoors, and I'll show you the type of ponds he builds. It would be beautiful.